So today guys, we're going to take a look at the brand new MI One M-Triangle laser machine. This machine has got a fair few differences compared to the others. It's foldable, which is the biggest one. It doesn't autofocus, so you have to focus it with a red light dot. We'll go through that shortly. And that's kind of really about it. It's the same in a lot of aspects, in the respect that it's got the same laser, it's got the same usability on the softwares and everything like that. It's a bit smaller, a bit compact, which kind of saves on shipping and also looks quite cool. So we're going to unfold it now, which is as simple as just pulling this little bit out on the back and flipping it over like so. Just going to move the machine over so I can get it plugged in. We'll plug in the USB and switch on the machine now. So how to line everything up correctly and make sure it's autofocused correctly. We'll just take a strap housing. Now underneath here is a little button right in the centre. If you press that, it's two little red dots. They have to be aligned perfectly. So just get this bit down the centre there. Go up a little bit more slightly. Now the two dots have become one. That lets us know that this machine is fully calibrated in height to start lasering. So turn that off when we're ready to laser. Now I've already got something preloaded up on here. I'm just going to red light it, see what it looks like. So now it's all been aligned nicely. The red light shows a good clear crisp line all the way around the edge. You can download the software from imtdown.com. I'll link that in the video. But it's kind of really that simple to set up. It is literally plug in and play. It's fantastic. Unlike this machine where you can just click the autofocus, you have to make sure it's focused with the dots, so you've got to do that every single time. If not, the laser won't cut correctly, it just won't perform as well as it should. So we'll pop on market. Now if it's not focused correctly, I'm going to demonstrate this like now. The laser, as you can see that, will weaken until it's brought into focus absolutely perfectly. That looks fantastic. One thing I really like about M-Triangle is you can just, doesn't matter what machine you've got, you can just plug it into your computer with their software on and it works. Now, just like anything, when you've bought the machine, you do have to go through the full setup procedure. That is playing around with the templates on the PC. We have got a video about setting up your laser machine like that. We've also make sure the red light is also aligned with the cutting laser, which is what these lovely pieces are card for. If you make a little square and cut that out and put your red light on and ensure that they're both on top of each other perfectly, that will ensure that once you've red light in everything on it, you can make sure everything's aligned perfectly, so when you come to laser your glass off or anything like that, you know it isn't going to go one way or the other, it is where the red light is. I'm just going to stop that. And it's really kind of that simple. Now obviously the most important thing is making sure this is always in focus. As you can see, without it being in focus, this is the bit over here where we took it out of focus and it just doesn't cut whatsoever. There is that's obviously a very big issue, don't want that. But on the opposite way as well, if it's not in focus, you can go over the camera lens and the perfect drawings here won't match with what's on the housing or the camera lens itself. So you're going to end up marking it, and that's not something that you really want to do. Now I always say when you are starting, the most simple thing to do is ensure that once you've put that on there nicely and you've got your red light and you know your red light is all aligned correctly, you know it's going to look perfect in a way. You ain't going to catch the camera lens, you're not going to cause any damage, which is also another big important thing about these machines. If they're not set up correctly or calibrated correctly, you can cut through little flex cables, especially on the charge ports, and that causes boot loops. Easily fixed, but it's not something you really want to be fixing every single time you want to do a laser job. I always get asked, do we remove anything? Now, LCDs, yes, we do remove every LCD from a phone. It stops dust getting in the backlight display and causing mess, really. Also gives you a good chance to clean the phone out, because unfortunately there is a lot of dust created through this process. Also recommend we also recommend the filtration systems that go with it. I haven't got one here to show you, but on one of my previous videos we've got them. But other than that, that's kind of the biggest differences. Now, this does need a computer to run with, just like the BY4 and like the BY5. Sorry if I've got them mixed up, but the BY5's obviously got the inbuilt screen, so that's self-sufficient, self-running. This does need a computer, laptop, anything that runs Windows. Unfortunately, the software for M-Triangel doesn't work on Mac, so you won't be able to use it unless you're running Mac on Windows, obviously. Windows on Mac, sorry. But yeah, other than that, that's kind of all the key differences between the two. The things you get with, just like the BY4 and the BY5, is you obviously get your black alignment cards with it. The rulers. Now, everyone asks me, what are these for? So, especially on the back of these ones, there's a little number, and these are to kind of, one, ensure that the difference between the bed and there is set correctly for the autofocus and the alignment. And also when you're doing more custom work, like engravings, stuff like that, where you just need to know some good specific measurements, they've also included a couple of rulers for you. We also have these black cards. Now, if you're part of our M-Triangel Facebook group, you might see quite a few people doing these as business cards. They're fantastic, great idea. Also promotes your laser usage. Also shows you can do it on engrave on metal, which is important. So we've had people and customers come in that want their snap-on tools engraved with a name on it, so they don't go missing at work. It's a very good little money earner, especially when you charge per spanner and they walk in with a full toolbox. It's very good. But for iPhone backglass removals, I'm really looking forward to using this machine in our business, especially on the mobile aspect. Well, I plan to put one of these in our van. So very small, very compact, a really nice bit of kit. So I'm really impressed with it. So it's built really nicely, and it's really nice. So that concludes our video today. Thank you for watching. See you again.